here interviewing comedy legend Jonathan Winters. How would you introduce yourself?
Same way you did.
Really? Short and sweet.
A little more. Comedy legend. I think, of course, I've been called a genius. Before you say anything, my idea of a genius is a man who can do everything but find work. Emerson said, if you follow Emerson, humor is the mistress of sorrow, which is very profound for him. I don't know. I like to think that I'd just settle for being a funny guy. It's rather simple.
Well, you're certainly that. My staff was looking at all the awards there. I saw one where you got the Lifetime Achievement Award for comedy in 1986.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? Back then, even. Already it was a lifetime of achievement.
Well...
What does it get to at this point now?
An Oscar.
Yeah? Would you like that?
I'd like one, yes, I would receive it. It'd be fun to walk up to Billy. And
what would you say as your acceptance speech?
I have one. Do you have one?
Have you had people here interviewing you here at the house, or are we the first?
I've had other people.
You have?
Well, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
They were sorry. You just sit in your house and hope that a woman close to your age comes in and says, "Let's have some fun." They're hard to find, those people. I've been told that some of the homes around here are very active. And I mean...
Active in what way?
Well, you shouldn't ask me that. In that way.
I see.
Yeah.
Is that right?
That way. But I...
Do you still think about women?
Do I think about women? God is in my mind and the devil's in my pants.
Okay.
I have a lady, my wife died 4 years ago.
I'm sorry to hear that.
They had 60 years. And I've told African American people, you don't have a monopoly on slavery. No, I had a great gal, great wife. I have met and been in correspondence with a lady from Hinsdale.
From where?
Hinsdale, outside Chicago. And it's a whole new thing for me. She's a great gal, and I can only tell you this for a reason. I had a bad fall, and I was hospitalized. Old people fall a lot. I drank a lot and never fell. If I fell toward the glass. But at any rate, I had a bad fall. I was in the hospital. My kids live down the road here. They're there, you know, for the will. Is he dead? Is he dead? Not yet, not yet. By all means, I don't have to tell you, marry a woman with a sense of humor.
Yes. Or can at least appreciate a sense of humor.
Yeah, oh yeah. My wife once said to me, especially after I stopped drinking, which was a major problem, 10 years of drinking, but I stopped. I never had a drink since. And it was not easy going to party after party and sitting there. The thing is, I stood up, you get a little bored. So I stood up and did a little stint, and my wife said, "Sit down, you're causing a scene." And I said, "Yes, and you're not in it." Which, of course, doesn't mean you're going to have an affair that evening.
One of the things that you'd sometimes see Jack Parr do, and I guess many others, would give you a prop.
Right.
And you'd have some fun. I thought maybe I can give you a prop today. Yeah. I have it in the box over here. That's a hammer, so a little bit heavy there.
When we ran over the deer, we felt that its horns were important. This is what I would call a horny hammer. That gets a laugh when you're pulling nails out of a wall. This obviously is a hammer, but whose hammer? Right here. This hammer belonged to Magritte, wonderful artist, surrealist. Imagine, this was his hammer. I killed a deer with this hammer. Clever. A lot of times if you've had a headache, you want to get rid of it, do this. See? Just do this, and it will go. Your vision will not be good for several weeks, but the
headache will be gone. Yeah.
Now also, dentistry is dentistry. If you know your teeth, and you should by now, I mean if you're in your teens, and rather than go downtown or medical bills are so high, reach back in here and do this, right? And work your tooth out. Of course, you're going to act a little different,
Yeah.
but it works. Of course, it's always good just to put the picture up. You know an interesting thing with a hammer? I use a hammer a lot, especially when I'm eating lobster. They don't crack them enough. But here's the thing. Supposing I drive the nail and I miss it and hit my thumbnail. I don't mean this is a blasphemous statement. The guy says, Jesus Christ. He never says Buddha. I mean, certainly does in this country. He doesn't say Muhammad, Allah. Jesus Christ. Well, also, this is, you'll never find this kind of handle except coming out of a deer's horns. This is what makes it different. That's about it.
Hey, that was fantastic. That's amazing. You have a lot of objects here.
Oh, yeah.
I do see quite. Do you sometimes, and they're meticulously set too. It's like you're almost afraid of an earthquake happening here.
You mustn't say that.
Okay, I won't say that.
Yeah,
But-
there we go. Well, your chair isn't moving.
Was that? Can we talk some more? Do you mind? I hope you're having a nice time. I want to take a quick break just for a
Sure.
second.
No,
All right, we'll take a break and be back with Jonathan Winters. Stay tuned. Okay, we're back talking with Jonathan Winters. We were looking around the beautiful house here that you have, and someone noticed this. Can you tell us about that?
This is, interesting enough, a Belgian cap. I don't know that I speak Belgian very well. I hope you know I live most of my life. It's not a cop out. I live most of my life in France, and I fly for a France, you know.
Air France.
Air
You're a
France.
pilot.
Yeah. Well, somewhat, you know.
Were you a good pilot?
I was co-pilot, and they're as good as they can get.
Is it true that you once flew over the Bermuda Triangle?
Yes, and I had a hell of a time getting out of that. We went this way, that way, well, the triangle, you know.
Yeah.
And I was on the radio constantly saying, I don't know if we'll ever make it out of here. And the dummy from Florida, I guess it was Miami, said, nobody else has ever made it out. That's not funny to me. And at that time, the pilot is doing this, and he's Catholic. And so...
Because supposedly in the Bermuda Triangle, you're sucked in,
Yeah.
and you're taken away forever. How did you manage to get out?
Oh, I jumped out.
Oh.
And I always wear a parachute. and I jumped out. So I'm not a kind of bird.
What about the other passengers?
I could care less. Those people drank and they want to have fun, you know, and margaritas and.
So you're the sole survivor of the Bermuda Triangle disaster.
Yeah.
Huh.
Got a nice coverage in Paris, and in Arabic at the time we were in Morocco. I got the cover.
What about the criticism that you jumped out of the plane and left the other passengers to die?
I don't want to go into that.
Okay.
I don't want to go into that. Well, that's harmful.
There we go. That was great. Love that.
Otherwise, we're into a movie.
Yeah. You get mad? Do you have a bad temper?
Yeah. A woman asked me not too long ago, my son, which goes along with temper, what your question was. She said, "What is your sign?" I said, "Slippery when wet." No. What is your sign in the galaxy? About one. I'm a Scorpio. Oh, God, those people. Yeah. Yeah. It means your bra is going to fly off. I get mad. I get mad that I'm not in better shape. And somebody said, "Have you done, do you eat the right kind of food?" Oh, I just finished a cut. You what? Yeah. Took a razor and got rid of his fur and ate him. Oh my God. Oh, I shouldn't tell you about the dog.
I talked to people actually around the house that work for you, that work here,
Yeah.
and they said you're very simpatico. It was all very pleasant. They said you're in good spirits and a happy person to make them laugh.
Well, that's
the way I usually find out the dirt on people. But they really do like you.
Well, that's because I pay them. Mm-hmm. If you don't pay them, they get angry.
Don't I know it?
Give me the money. Give me the money.
Yeah.
See, I try to do right. You know, I don't want to be cheap. I've just dissolved a guy. A lot of guys know this, and a lot of women. A lot of times I go up to Cambria, which is far north up there. You know Cambria?
No.
It's too bad. John, maybe you and I should go to Cambria.
Hey, road trip.
That's right. At any rate, if you get too growly and too angry, that's the old story for most of it. We don't want to work with people. I want to do shows and working with you that are going to be fun. The guy's going to be fun, crew, and so, and just you're going to have a good time. If you're not going to have a good time, then just immediately tell them, I don't want to do it. Mm-hmm. Because these clowns that come on, I'll tell you, oh, that's like. Mother and Dad beat me damn near to death. My dog was killed in front of my car. It makes for a fun time with a guy. I had a guy the other day say to me, how do you feel? How do I look? Well, you're in a wheelchair. That's how I feel. How do you feel? You must learn to say, I'm so sorry, because in my pants I have a grenade. If you don't say the right thing, I go, yeah. And I have thought of a title for a book. I can't tell whether you're kidding or not. It's dedicated to Congress.
Yes. You have another book that you're doing, by the way. It's called Playground.
Oh yes, In Search of a Playground.
In Search of a Playground. That kind of sums it up in life.
Well, I think that playgrounds are disappearing every hour. Real playgrounds.
I thought you were talking figuratively, looking for a place for fun and a place.
Well, yes, you're right. The merry-go-round, the swings, that kind of, they're gone for the most part. It's who you play with. It's how often you get an opportunity to play. Will they understand it? And I have found, I'm sure you have, John, and anybody else here, not everybody has a sense of humor. A lot of people go, "Are you kidding? I can't tell." These legs are steel. Sent to me from Pittsburgh from a guy to poke fire. Would you mind pulling your pants up? No, I don't do that. Pull them down. So, Maud Frickert over here. Thank you, dear. So wonderful to see you. Well, where have you been? I was just raped in the parking lot. And the man took my mother's pin. That's what annoyed me. Your mother's pin? What about the rape? I never thought about that. I can't get the pin back.
You always liked voices. Was that like when you were a child? Did you know that you can?
I do the
imitate
Southern
people?
voice. You know, a guy said to me, "I have strong feelings about the South. You have to forgive me. This will be edited out." I was in South Carolina boot camp, but this first time in North Carolina. How long y'all gonna stay here? Y'all? I knew I was big, but what is y'all? They all say that. Y'all. How long y'all gonna stay? About 4 days. You can't see anything in 4 days. I've seen a lot in 4 minutes. Boy.
That was terrific. I really enjoyed meeting you. Really.
John, hey,
What a
listen, well,
pleasure.
you've done a great job.
Oh, well, it's going to make it so easy. You're
Wow.
fascinating. You really are. Jonathan Winters, folks. Thank you.